The Trump administration is getting set to take office. As it does so, immigration attorneys seeing a surge in applicants for undocumented immigrants who are leaving the country and applying to legally come back. Boyd Matheson joins us. I guess it's a good thing, right, Boyd? What do you think of this?
You know, it's an interesting thing and not surprising. Most of the people who are participating in leaving and then reentry are really the illegal millennials, those who came here as children illegally and now they have a chance to exit under the DACA program and then reenter legally. It gives them some options. And really what this shows is that people are looking for certainty. We saw this both with health care. We saw a little mini run on Obamacare, not because people suddenly loved Obamacare, but because they wanted certainty. And you're seeing that with these millennial illegals who are looking for some sort of certainty in their path, and exiting and then having that official stamp coming back in gives them some choices and some options moving forward.
Yeah, it makes sense from their point of view if they think that the incoming administration is going to be tough, as it says it's going to be on illegal immigration. But I don't think it makes the work necessarily big picture any easier, doesn't it? There's still a lot to do here.
Oh, there's massive amounts of work to do on immigration, and the Trump administration is really finding themselves in the crossroads of campaign rhetoric versus the reality of governing. And so it's going to be very interesting to see where they go in terms of immigration. You've got Senator Jeff Sessions poised to take over as Attorney General, a pretty hardliner in terms of immigration. But I also think you're going to see an interesting discussion about immigration, which we really need to get to as a country. Sadly, the leadership of both of the political parties, the Democrats and the Republicans, have been using immigration as a wedge issue for far too long. They raise a lot of money off it. They run political campaigns off of it and try to win elections off of it. And we're really just not that divided. I still believe that the majority of the immigration issue could be solved in an afternoon on the floor of the United States Senate and the House, because everybody agrees on the broad spectrum of things. But far too many people, including outside groups, both conservative and liberal, that are raising lots of money off of this issue.
So that's interesting, because if you watch this campaign, you would think we are bitterly divided on this one particular issue. But where's the best place then, do you think, for common ground?
Well, I think everybody agrees on a lot of the basic things. In terms of entry-exit systems, we've got to make it easier for people to come here legally. People have really got to recognize that there is an opportunity there, again, conservatives and liberals, to come together on some of these core issues where we can get it done. It's also important for all of the political folks to recognize that the American people didn't vote for a conservative agenda or a liberal agenda. They voted for disruption. And this is what disruption looks like. And so it's very interesting that while President-elect Trump has dialed back a lot of his harsh rhetoric on immigration, he may actually be the one who creates space for us to have a real conversation.
And you're still talking about building the wall, right, for real, a physical wall, and you just think that's nonsense, and they're not actually going to go forward with that, or?
You know, it seems to be going back and forth a lot on whether it's rounding people up and deporting, which everyone knows is not a reality in terms of practicalities, nor is the wall really a practical component. There's a lot we can do in terms of border security that needs to be done, and I think everyone agrees on that. The test is whether they can move everybody forward, and if President-elect Trump will choose to use his bully pulpit to actually force Congress to do their job and address the situation.
You've got to be careful, though, in terms of pulling it back too much, and he's promised a lot of people a lot of things, and one of the reasons that he was elected was because you had people thinking he was going to do certain things, whether if he build a wall or something else. There could be a lot of Trump supporters who would turn on him if he was seen as being too soft, right?
Yeah, President-elect Trump does have a very fragile coalition, which he has built with a lot of blue-collar and former Democrats voting for him to come into office. But I do think he's got enough wiggle room there where he can say, look, here's what's good for American workers, here's what's good for American jobs, here's what's good for the American economy. And what we have to recognize is we can't get better at an old system. It's time for that disruption. That's what people are looking for, and he can actually lead the charge on that. And I don't think he loses credibility with his base.
Right.
If they see it's moving people forward and helping the country, helping jobs, and getting the economy to really move. Got to get through that 20,000 mark.
Well, yeah, I know. Oh, tell me about it, just so we don't have to talk about it anymore.
It's all on you, Connell. It's all on you today.
I'm not going to get it done. I said it yesterday. I would lose 300 or 400 points the way I'm going here. I was at the stock exchange last week. I couldn't get it anywhere close. Now this week, yeah. Thanks for reminding me, Boyd. I appreciate it. Have a happy New Year. Boyd Matheson with us.